All right, so let's talk about the British already underway. And I know you went on record earlier this week because I'm a big fan of your radio show. Hank does a radio show on Sirius XM every day. And he said he was going out on a limb, but not really going out on a limb. And you were picking Tiger this week. Talk about your thinking on that. I know you proclaimed at one point that this would be the year of the old guy, that Tiger and Phil would both win. Well, Phil did, and Tiger's been close.
Yeah, I mean, Tiger's game is and he, slowly progressing. His putting has been letting him down a little bit, but the last tournament he played, it was better. He putted better at the Quicken Loans National. And he's the only player on the PGA Tour that's top 10 in strokes gained, approach shots to the green, and strokes gained around the green. So there's a lot to like about his game, but primarily my pick had to do with the fact that I think Tiger's going to win another major, and I think the Open Championship is his best chance, especially if you get a firm and fast Open Championship.
Right.
If Carnoustie, where they're playing this week, was in the condition that it was in last time they played there, where it was green, it was lush, and the rough was deep, I would give Tiger next to no chance. But because it's firm and fast, and you can hit the ball around some places and not you have to worry about not finding it. You can limit the amount of drivers you hit off the tee. And because he's won in these exact same conditions before at Hoylake and at St. Andrews on 2 other Open Championships, I mean, that's really why I feel like Tiger's got a good shot this week.
I think he's just blown people away with this comeback. I don't think people quite really realize. I mean, the guy really hadn't played in 3 years. We all thought it was over, 3-4 surgeries. And you always maintained if he could get out there, he could do it again. The naysayers, though, have said, well, the quality of the field is so much deeper now. These players are so much better. And I just don't buy that. I mean, I mean, Kevin Kisner, God bless him, is off to a great start, but I just would take Tiger Woods over Kevin Kisner week in and week out every single time. Can you talk about your sort of response to people that say the quality of the field is such that Tiger could never win again?
Well, I mean, look at the names of players who win on the PGA Tour. I mean, last week Michael Kim won, and no offense to Michael Kim, but he's played in 24 events and he's missed like 14 cuts.
Right.
Last year, Justin Thomas is an incredible player of the year last year. He missed 6 cuts last year alone, and he was player of the year. Kevin Na wins at the Greenbrier Classic the week before. I just, I look at the names on the PGA Tour that win, and I say, are you telling me Tiger Woods can't win? I mean, come on. He has such a wealth of experience. He just needs to get himself in position, and the experience will kick in. I feel like, he's not going to be the Tiger of old, but to think that he can't win again is ridiculous to me. I mean, he can win, and clearly he's shown it. I mean, he's been close. He hasn't put it all together in terms of the putting and the ball striking in the same week. He's not the player that he was. I get that. But he'll win again. I mean, he's just too good. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Right. I tend to agree with you, and I hope it's this week. It'd be amazing to see. Nobody moves the needle like him. But there are some other great players out there. Jordan Spieth is one of them, and you've been well documented. Everybody has noted the putting issues that this guy's going through. It's undeniable. Can you talk about, sort of your theory on it? Is it the yips? And if it is, for those of our listeners that don't understand golf that way or don't play a lot of golf, can you explain the yips? And if you were Jordan, how would you address these issues?
Like nobody wants to say that word. It's like it's some kind of just terrible, terrible word. But yet, with putting, there's a lot of players that have had the yips and have overcome it and done fantastic. I mean, Webb Simpson is one of them. He was one of the worst putters on the PGA Tour. This year, he's one of the best. Justin Rose was one of the worst putters on the PGA Tour. This year, he's one of the best. It's Longer was, and has been one of the greatest putters ever. And he's had the yips his whole career. Jordan Spieth, putted looking at the hole early in his career, on the PGA Tour. You just don't start looking at the hole because you think, hey, that'd be a good thing to do. You've got some kind of and the issue is back. And what it means when you yip a putt is that there's an involuntary motion that happens as you start to swing the putter head forward. And to me, it's very visible. I mean, it doesn't happen every time. But if you look at short putts where the camera angle is zoom in and you can see that occasionally there'll be a yip in this putt. And to me, that's the sign that he's got, that issue. And it's not the end of the world, though. He'll figure it out. But he's got to do something that's a little bit unconventional, because that's what he did before. He looked at the hole. That was unconventional. He's trying to fix it with more conventional thinking. He's actually gotten more conventional with his putting, with his eye alignment and these things, instead of, I think, going in the other direction. But here's the thing. He's a gifted putter. He's a great putter. But he's got a problem right now. When he fixes the problem, he'll go back to being a gifted putter. It's not like it's going to be gone forever. I love Jordan Spieth. I mean, I picked him to win every tournament this year when we had our Sirius XM PGA Tour radio poll. But he's putted so poorly that it's tough to overcome.